them, they don't bear fast with this. They don't know what it is. Amen. Alright, that was a good little game just to warm you up. Okay, so this year's theme is taste and see. So it's taken from the scripture, which is Psalms 34, which says, oh, let's read it together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Happy are those who take refuge in Him. Amen. So, with your neighbour, just turn to your neighbour and ask your neighbour, what are the key words in that scripture? So you can have 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. What are the key words? And pray for me after. But I think of 2 images. Firstly, I think of myself when I used to go to the shop before going to school. So my mum used to give me like £1 to go to school and buy you snacks at school, but we go to our shop and go snack there. So, anybody know I was very naughty? Thank God for salvation. Anybody remember what sherbet is? Yes. So you get a packet, so for the uninitiated, you're too young. So you get a packet and it's full of sugary sweets, yeah? Crystals like. And then in the next side of the packet you'd have a sugar dip. So you could suck the dip and dip it into the sugar. So when I think of this scripture, oh taste and see that the Lord is good, I think of the sherbet dip. And then that leads me to another thing, which may be a little bit off the wall. But then I think about kind of drugs. So I think about drug taking is like this scripture. Because oh taste and see, and it's very good. So, the thing what I want you to support me, either support me or shout me down, is can you say that God is like a drug? Yeah. Well, hold on. Don't answer yet. We're going to do the arguments and then we'll come to a conclusion at the end, okay? Next slide. The question before us, my brothers and my sisters, is can we liken God to a drug? Can we describe God as a drug? So, if you are undecided, please stand in the center aisle. If you yes, you can describe God as a drug, please stand to my right. If you're saying that you can't, please stand to my left. Yes, not sure. No. No. This is no side. Yes, over here. Undecided in the middle. So, the job for all the yeses and for all the no's, your job is to convince those who are undecided to make a decision. So, I'm going to give, hold on a second. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to formulate 3 points. I want 3 points on why these guys should join you. So talk together, and I want 3 points. And the same goes for you. Same goes for you. I want 3 points on why the undecided should join you. All right, let's start with the yeses then. I want you 3 points. Present your argument to these guys, please. Nice and loud.
So we said one of the points was growth. So when you take a drug, when you take a drug, you're supposed to like remain in the same spot or you get worse. Whereas when you take God, you're supposed to grow spiritually. You're supposed to grow better. You're supposed to not remain in the same spot, but grow as a better person and grow better.
You understand?
That point was
Let me finish and you come.
Is that a backward point? You say that God causes us to grow and a drug doesn't? So you say
no, but if you're addicted to God, and then
we're saying God.
Yeah.
We're saying that you can be addicted to God.
Which drug causes you to grow then?
No, I'm not You're not getting it.
We're saying, God causes you to grow.
Don't be agree.
You agree?
Yeah, but drugs don't, so therefore you
And drugs don't. Let us finish. Our second point. Well, let me hear all our 3 points.
I got it. So, okay, I got it. You're thinking of a drug as a negative, because a drug can be positive. So if you think God as a drug as a positive, you will grow. Whereas you take like another different type of drug, like a cocaine, it will grow to become worse than you are.
Yeah, but if a drug
Hold on.
So you guys are thinking of, you're thinking of like one type of drug, but it's like actually a lot of type of drugs. So obviously, like depressants actually help people to like not be depressed.
Yeah,
obviously they can make them
Okay, so point 1, yeah? Point 2 and 3.
I'm just saying there's different reasons.
Point 2 and 3.
Okay, so it makes us. If you're a God addict, you're guaranteed to grow. You should grow. Our second point is there's no negative side effects. There's no hangovers. There's no coming down, coming off, or cold turkey. And our third point is a need. When you taste God, God has designed us in such a way. There's a void within us that only God can fill, and we fill it with drugs and alcohol and sex and pornography. He's designed us in a way that only He can fill that void, but we have to make that choice. So there's our 3 points. A need, there's no negative side effects, no hangover, and there's growth.
Okay.
Thank you. Listen.
Repeat the question. So can we describe God as a drug?
Therefore,
And yes. You just answer your question.
The reason why God isn't like a drug and isn't an addiction is because an addict doesn't give anything to the addiction, and when you're an addict and you take a drug, or you just take a drug for anything, you're taking the drug for it to do something for you. But with God, we're not taking God necessarily for Him to do something for us. It's what we can do for Him. So that's kind it's a relationship. It is two-sided.
A lot of people come to God when they're sick.
Yeah, but that's not. But the main point of coming to God is not because I'm sick, which is why we said a lot of people are standing up on the church. The main purpose that we're put on this earth is to worship God, not because we're sick, not because we're hungry, not because we're sick. The main person that we're put on this earth is to worship God. The main purpose why people take drugs is because I want the drug to do something for me. I want it to take away my depression. I want it to heal me. I want it to do this, not for me to worship a drug. So that's why the first reason is why.
But a lot of people do come to God for healing.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be the main reason.
No, but that is a way. That's why that is a way of bringing people to God.
Okay.
We're supposed to go out and heal the sick.
Point two.
What team are we on? Yes. No. All right. Anyway, my point is this: God heals. So because He's a healer, it will take away the addiction. Don't look at me blank like that. Yeah, drugs don't heal, but God heals. And and drugs mask the symptoms. Is that what we said?
The underlying roots.
What Audrey's saying is God is a healer. Drugs might take away the symptoms, but they never solve the problem. They're temporary.
No.
I'm telling you, drunk.
All right. Point three.
Let me elaborate on the question we're answering. Can we compare God to a drug? We're giving arguments why we think it is insufficient to compare God to a drug. So the third and final point that we're going to make is that we need God, just like we need food or water. Now, I would not describe myself as addicted to water, but I tell you, if I do not drink water, I will die. Therefore, that's why we're saying God is not a drug, because we need God, and without Him we are nothing, and without Him we will die. But I can't describe myself as being addicted to Him.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask okay, so listen to me. Or listen to me, yeah, right? You got 1 minute to have a counter argument. I mean, no one the fight broke out tonight. Right? So, you guys got one minute for a counter argument, Sister Brown.
Thank you. Who made you?
God.
Can drugs make God? Yeah,
No. But that's what
who
you're
drugs make you?
She's on our side. Yes,
Yes. God made you.
Yes.
Can drugs make anybody?
No. You're on our side.
So why should we compare drugs to God? Jokes cannot answer your prayer. And that's what I say. I will not come to your joke with God.
Any more?
Is the question, can we compare God to drugs, or is it, do we class ourselves as addicted to God? Because those are two different things.
So the original question is, can you compare to God? But can you compare drugs to God? But in helping us to answer the question, if you do that, you have to then think about your position, because the scripture says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good." So the scripture is talking to the reader. Yeah. So there has to be our involvement in that. You can't just class God as a drug and not think about your relation to that. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. If you say you're addicted, if you just say addicted in general, it's not necessarily always addicted to drugs. So I think that in one sense you can say yes, you are addicted to God, but it's like you're saying it as if everything you're addicted to can only be drugs. I don't think that you can say no.
So you're saying that an addictive personality. So there were certain people that work. They're addicted to work, and they're just yeah.
So our counter argument, just in general. But here it is, okay. We were saying, well, I was going to read out the definition of addiction first off, right? The fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance or activity. Right, let me get started. So that means that we are now referring to God as a substance or activity. Right, God is not contained to a substance or activity. Furthermore, if you're addicted to something, regardless of what it is, that means it has a stronghold. That means you have no free will over the control it has. God has given us free will to worship or praise Him. Therefore, it is our choice whether we want to serve God or not. Being addicted to Him means that we have no choice, which counteracts all the passages in the Bible that God says it is our choice to worship Him or not.
When you say that,
therefore, we cannot be addicted to God.
Yeah, but it's our choice.
No, God has given us free will.
Yeah, I know, but it's our choice. We've tasted and we want to be addicted to God.
Why?
Because it says taste and see.
Yeah, no, that's free will. That's
Okay. One more. Hold on.
Our next argument then is understanding who we are in God. Yeah? We are spiritual beings created by God. And because God is also a spirit, He calls to us. He loves us. And therefore, we are part of Him. We are not addicted to Him. He loves us as His children. Are you addicted to your children, or do you love your children?
All right. My time is running. Can you have a seat? Be seated, please. Give yourselves a round of applause.